Kyūba no Michi is usually translated as the way of the horse and bow. Kyu is the kanji for bow. You may be more familiar with it as yumi on its own, or like in the word kyudo, or Japanese-style archery. Ba is the kanji for horse, also read or pronounced uma or ma on its own. Kyu and ba are both onyomi readings or pronunciations. Often, one or more kanji will use the onyomi reading or pronunciation when part of a compound. Onyomi is the Japanese approximation of old Chinese pronunciations or readings of a character. It is more complex given that this was an old Chinese pronunciation and the matter of dialects and all that, but that's beyond this video. And the basic idea that onyomi is more of a Chinese-like reading or pronunciation compared to kunyomi, which is the Japanese reading or pronunciation, is enough for now. No is a particle. Sometimes, and in this case, it could be translated as of. It is used in basic grammar as a way of saying something belongs to someone, or something is a part of something, or as a way of specification. I'll explain that shortly. Michi is more complex, and this is better known with a compound. In compounds, this is often pronounced do, but it is more complex as it can be a physical road or path or a walkway or something like that something or someone would travel along. Or it can be more philosophical or metaphorical path, way, or method. It comes from the Chinese word dao. So it can have metaphorical, metaphysical, spiritual connotations. So we have a way, a path, a method of something, a michi. Of what? Well, to specify the no part, it is the way of the bow, kyu, and the horse, ba. The meaning of Kyūba no Michi in practice was twofold. One was what could be called more practical, I guess you could say. It was a way to refer to the method of fighting that separated early bushi, samurai, mononofu, whichever word, because that's also kind of complex, you use, from the common foot soldier. These were men who had the resources to be trained in mounted archery combat from a young age, bringing together the skills of archery and horsemanship. At least ideally, as reality did not always line up with this aspect of the word. On the more philosophical side, it could be called the way of the warrior. It was a term to refer to the way a warrior should live his life, which encompassed many facets. However, this should not be seen as a uniform code, nor should it be confused with the romanticized Bushido of the late 1800s that would go on to be spread in pop culture, which in itself has issues, and we're not going to get into that right now. But there were certain expectations and ideals which could vary from region to region and such. And there are some stories about what could be called culture shock when two different concepts of Kyūba no Michi, how warriors are supposed to behave and act, however you want to put it, meant in this way, were encountered each other. And again, Kyūba no Michi was a generalized term for those expectations and ideals, but like before, reality didn't always line up with this meaning either. So this could be said to be an overall but not uniformly defined term for how armed military men of a certain status were ideally supposed to be in both warfare and civil life. I will admit I'm not sure when this term stopped being used, but it continued at least into the Muromachi period. As a reminder, this is a collaboration series. You can find the links to videos by other participants in the playlist, and you should check out the other parts of their channels, give them a look, see if they got stuff you like. If so, go ahead and subscribe to them. Links will also be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. An extra thank you to my subscribers, and a special thank you to my Patreon member, Coulter Nebel. I hope that you'll join me for the next video. Until next time, take care. Otsukare-sama deshita.